big day across this nation where people gather to protest immigration and to share their disgust with the federal government. And I understand that there are free speech implications of that.
Eugene Police Department, you are engaged in an active riot. You are ordered to disperse from the area immediately. Failure to disperse will result in the use of tear gas and/or impact munitions. You may be subject to arrest.
We welcome free speech and protests and demonstrations that are peaceful.
And it goes back to what we're talking about as far as use of force and how some people became cops so that they can go prove they got big balls and they can go use force because they can.
Like Dinga. Dinga's got the biggest balls.
3 days earlier, January 27th, there was a nurses' vigil for Alex Preddy. During that time, they gassed citizens of Eugene, the nurses, and all of the people attending that vigil. Here's the 911 dispatch call after somebody was struck by a car.
Unfortunately, tonight, those demonstrations and protests went a little bit far, and as we sat back and watched things unfold at the federal building, I became really concerned. First thing I would like people to know is, our involvement down there has been limited, as we've seen in the recent events. We are being really careful about to what extent we send EPD resources down to protect the federal building.
We find it so interesting that EPD keeps saying they don't help ICE, they're not involved with ICE, they're not using their resources for ICE. Yet we've caught them multiple times in the background, working with ICE, talking with ICE, observing the ICE brutalize citizens of Eugene, Oregon. We've seen them escort ICE as they are kidnapping someone from the building.
Escorted by EPD. EPD just escorted ICE from our fucking building.
They don't even try to hide it anymore. Okay, maybe they do. The entire city of Eugene helped install this fence. City council gave them the permits. EPD guarded the feds. And thousands upon thousands of dollars were invested in this project. They had this many pigs for 30 protesters yelling at some people about a fence.
You're the only one in the roadway. You're the only one in the roadway. You're obstructing vehicular traffic on a public way. Move to the sidewalk to leave the area. Failure to comply may result in your arrest and peaceful. Fuck out. Go home, SPD.
Yeah, okay.
Hold on, but can I have you stand back here?
Sure.
They're doing police investigation over there, okay?
Got it.
Oh, is that what we're calling the breaking sanctuary laws these days?
If I can get
Police work? Sounds about right.
Can I have you stay back?
Yep, I will.
Yeah, go ahead. You gotta see.
I'm in a public parking lot. I don't think you need to call that in.
We welcome free speech here in Eugene. Really. We welcome free speech here in Eugene. As we sat back and watched things unfold at the federal building, became really concerned when we started to see windows being broken and breached. It was starting to get to a place where it was moving out of the peaceful realm and into the realm of riotous behavior. That's happening.
Dirty badge blues. I'm a dirty, nasty old cop. Oh, he's dirty. Got a badge that makes me feel on top. So high, I'll judge you with a scowl and a sneer. We don't care. Gonna find you for your every fear. No way out.
Since I have been down here, I haven't heard anything really. There was kind of a loudspeaker coming from that direction. It might have. Okay, that was a flashbang that just went off in the courtyard area. People are currently dispersing and are starting to disperse. We are safe. We are on the other side from the building. We are not located in that courtyard whatsoever, but it does look like, again, you can kind of see the smoke is filling the air right now. People are running out towards the streets, coming over, crossing the road, getting on the sidewalk right now.
Dude, there's gas everywhere. Who threw all that gas? You guys? Oh, what's that? What a Vortex?
Oh, they're here? Those guys are badass.
So just like January 27th, they gassed and people ran into the streets. SRT decided to gas into the street. This was affecting all of the local businesses around restaurants, shopping malls, theaters, and anyone within a mile radius.
Tear gas is going off. Flashbangs are currently going off. It looks like tear gas is being deployed within the courtyard. People are dispersing that area as of the moment.
The worst thing in the world we could do is let them respond based on having a lack of resources to adequately handle the problem.
At this point, we started trying to redirect traffic. We tried to make contact with EPD officers that were driving around the block, and we even called the non-emergency line. We were told over and over there were no resources for this.
Fuck, dude. They should have this shit blocked.
If you do some of the Walmart cruises, you do a Target.
Is there a swinger cruise? I'll do that.
Yeah, there are. There's some Nordstrom ones. Yeah.
What do the black people go on? Carnival?
No, black people can't. They don't go on.
They can't swim. You gotta be able to swim if you go.
Yeah, but they like to just be grounded with their watermelon for their fried chicken.
At some point, it got to a place where it just became too dangerous for me to be able to sit by and not have EPD intervene in some respect. More importantly, there was other staff in that building, civilian staff in that building, that were very fearful of our protesters and demonstrators. And let me just be really clear about this. Anytime EPD is going to intervene, it is with the purpose and expectation that we're going to de-escalate things.
These guys are unemployed.
Oh yeah. And none of them give a shit about illegal aliens. You know what I mean? They don't know any.
Thank you.
Of course. Here.
We will. We're working. You want to pour some water in your eye?
So I called my lawyer, and I said, if I get cones and block off this street, what kind of trouble am I going to be in? At which point, the feds started gassing and flashbanging, and I couldn't hear her, and I made a decision. I had to call out to my buddy Tim, who has all kinds of crazy shit around his place, and ask if he had cones, and if he did, if he could bring them to me. And, well, this is what happened when my friend Tim brought me cones so that I could block the fucking street and keep people safe, because we keep us safe. Not EPD, not the mayor, not the governor. Not the feds, us. We do. We keep us safe. So, you know that cop that's been driving around talking shit this whole time? Well, his call was rudely interrupted when my friend Tim went to bring us some cones.
I was assaulted 3 times on Tuesday, and all you do is fucking do laps around the block. You're not protecting the citizens.
I literally called the non-emergency line and said, hey, listen, I'm here legal observing, I'm doing medic. There are people running into the street because they're being gassed into 7th Street, and there's nobody blocking traffic here. And then cars are going through that.
People are almost getting hit.
Yeah.
That is your guys' concern at this point to make sure that we're actually providing some form of safety for communities. Is that correct?
Well, I called into the non-emergency line. They said we don't have the resources for it. But how many cops do we have right here for a
tail light out?
So there's, I'd say, 1, 2,
5, 6,
4, 5 of us aren't even supposed to even be on duty right now, so we are at very minimum resources.
But why are the resources being used here instead of blocking the street when they're gassing?
Exactly.
Yeah, this is a totally separate issue that we got kind of called into, so I'm just...
But what I'm saying makes sense, correct?
Yes, in my understanding, you guys are genuinely concerned, as you should be, about your personal well-being, the community members' well-being, and what's happening as far as traffic control.
So we're seeing a pattern here. We're watching tyranny become law and infiltrate even the most liberal cities.